What do we think of the live shows? What do we think of the silent shows? How do we get more shoppers to come into our live shows on Poshmark? Is Poshmark listening to us sellers and buyers? And how do we get to adapt to these new rules? When is beta testing going to end and everybody would be able to run their own live shows? I will give you my take on all these questions, and I will try to find the solutions that are best suiting me, and you can take from that or you can adapt it to your own needs. So stay tuned and I will tell you how I deal with problems and how I find the solutions. My name is Alina. I am a Poshmark part-time reseller and a reselling content creator. Thank you so much for tuning into my video. I haven't been here for a little while, and here I am back. Thank you so much. And if you enjoy this content, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do all sorts of reselling content whenever I can, and it is all tested by me, and everything that I tell you suits me. So please do your own research before trying something new that I tell you about. Things that might be good for me might not run for you. So research and do your own experimenting until you find something that suits you and you feel more comfortable with. We don't know if Poshmark is listening to us sellers and buyers, so we need to adapt to new rules and make the best of it. What do we think of the silent live shows? How do we get more shoppers to come into our live shows? Are Poshmark live shows killing regular sales? So every time we run into a problem, we need to find a solution. And this is exactly what I've been trying to do, because even if you hate or love live shows or silent shows, you need to adapt. You need to either don't do it, or if you are doing it and you get some sales out of it, that's a sale. It's money in your pocket, whether you get rid of old inventory or make a little extra bucks, make more space in your closet. I don't know, you insert reason here. I hated it in the beginning, but don't hate it until you try it. What I like the most about the silent shows is the fact that you don't have to spend hours to prepare your inventory, put it all together on a rack and number it and go and make it not for sale. It is a whole entire process, and it takes at least an hour, at least for me. And then putting things back into the inventory the way they were, it is time consuming to say the least. So silent shows, I love them. I used to hate them. I don't know why, because people told me to hate them. No, you have to try it. So I guess what I hated the most is the fact that you get so many notifications. So and so is on. Every second you get a notification, especially when it's top of the hour or bottom of the hour. You get thousands of notifications that somebody's on having a show. Please ignore that. Please ignore that. You cannot do anything against it or for it. You cannot change it. It is up to Poshmark to change that. And I am sure they are working at making things easier. Please don't hate on it. They're working on it, I promise you. So the solution is, for me at least, to like it. So I like it. I like it because it's easy, it's not demanding, you make new friends. It is very impersonal. You don't show things and people buy blindly. Although it is just like a regular sale. People just click on the listing, they see the details and the measurements and read about that piece. And of course, they buy it or not, whatever they decide. But people don't understand that it is just like a regular purchase. What I don't like about the shows, the live shows and the silent shows, is that people expect a very, very, very low price. That's not gonna happen. If you don't feel comfortable with giving your item at a low price, don't do it. If your shoppers will like the item well enough, they will buy it at the price that you dictate and you're comfortable with letting go of. Which brings me to the next question. Are live shows killing regular sales? In my opinion, yeah. But it's up to us to hustle and get out there and do something about it. I have to adapt to the new rules and find better solutions on how to sell on Poshmark. This is my main platform. And my main goal is to curate my closet and have a little bit more expensive items, put the same work and make a little bit more money. So I'm going to continue to do live shows and silent shows every day. If possible, and let go of my older inventory. And because I was experimenting with my live shows, with the silent shows I actually learned how to help other people that are not part of the beta testing and run their items in my shows. I will have a separate video on how to do that because I just found out and I need to explore the option a little more, but it is really easy. So there was talk that Poshmark will fix the bundling feature in the live shows, but that didn't happen yet. I do have a video about how to bundle in a live show step by step, as you know, all my tutorials are. And I will link it down below on the bottom so you can check it out. My next problem or question, I should say, is how to get more Poshmark buyers to come into your live shows. Well, the thumbnail and the first line is the most important trigger to get a person to click on your show. The second important factor is the background. You want your shoppers to look at something eye-catching, whether it's a picture or a nice setup or a plant, a rack of colorful clothing, anything eye-catching. So most of us are visual creatures. That's why please don't hate me when I say that. You have to look presentable, whether if it's like a nice hairdo or a crazy hair like mine, something to catch attention, but in a pleasant way. Yeah, I'm pleasant, right? Next thing you have to think about is how to keep your shoppers in the room. For that, you have to be prepared. You have to have items that you are auctioning, and before running the item, you have to present it first. You have to ask if they need measurements. For that, I would recommend that you have a measuring tape at hand. And you have to disclose any flaws that the item might have, or present the tags if the item is new with tags. Say the size, that is very important, and then auction it at 30 seconds time, which I find for myself it is the sweet spot. If the person needs more time to look at it, they will do so before the auction. A lot of people told me that they are coming into my shows because of my personality. I am probably not everyone's cup of tea, but at least there is somebody out there who enjoys my stories and enjoys me talking with my weird accent. but yes, you have to be a little bit personable. Be yourself. Don't force it. If you don't have anything to talk about, just talk about your items. And I said it before, nobody is coming into your live shows to judge you. They're coming to shop. And especially now with the Christmas and holidays approaching, shoppers will multiply, God willing. And if you haven't done a live show yet, it is time for you to try it. Just get a few items, like 10, 15, 30 items, and try a short version of a live show. You will see the first time you get on your first show, you will have a lot of shoppers. In my first one, I had over 25, I think, but slowly they are tapered down and they're going to other rooms. So this is the trick. You have to be a little personable to keep the people in the room and show items And don't talk too much, just like me right now. And what I mean by that is a little bit more showing and talking about the items instead of your grandma or your dog. In my experience, a lot of people like fast pace selling, and they want you to talk more about the items. They're there to shop. So let's concentrate on shopping, okay? And now the last question that I get all the time: when is beta testing going to end and everybody will be able to run a Poshmark live show? I do not know. Poshmark does not tell us. They obviously have a lot of kinks to take care of. And for now, only Posh Ambassador 2 that have applied with Poshmark can run. And of course, they went through the training, can run a Poshmark live show or a silent show. So I want to tell you a little bit about the application for Poshmark live shows. You have to be a Posh Ambassador 2. When I did the application, I contacted Poshmark, I think Poshmark support, and asked them to send me a link to the application. They did send me a link, and once I submitted the application, they sent me a date with a Zoom call. The Zoom call took about 40-45 minutes, time in which they spoke about Poshmark live shows. It was all confidential. You cannot share that with anyone as long as the live shows are in the beta testing. And after the training, you get a little questionnaire which you fill up, and then when you submit, Poshmark sends you a link to a calendar and you can schedule your first show. I could schedule my first show 1 week after the Zoom call, and I chose any time they gave me because people are doing it so fast. You have to be fast in order to catch a time frame. Now here comes the most important part. 48 hours before your show, that's when your Poshmark shows button appears in your closet. Not before that. You will not see it before that. A lot of people ask me, I don't have the button. What am I doing wrong? It's not you doing something wrong. It's just your button will not be there unless you are 48 hours prior to your scheduled show. So if you're 48 hours prior to the show and you still don't see your button, please update Poshmark app. Okay, so that's it for now. Please subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoyed this content, and I will see you next time. I'm actually waiting for a ThreadUp shoebox, and I am very excited. I think it's going to be here in about 2 days. It's coming from Swanee, which I had a lot of luck with lately. And I will also put on the screen a summary of what sold from the last box. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye!